Okay, so today I'm going to review investigation 1 and 2 with you for your test on Monday. Just a reminder, investigation 1, there's 3 different sections that we worked on. In investigation 2, there's 5 different sections. So be sure to review your class notes and also all the homeworks from those sections. This review is not conclusive of everything on your test. It's kind of just to give you an idea and extra practice with finding slope and y-intercepts and forming equations from those. So let's get started with some practice problems. So the first one here, it says find an equation for a line that passes through the point 5, 7 and has a slope of 2. So for this one, we're going to use our y equals mx plus b formula, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So since we know the slope is 2 and our point is 5, 7, we're going to plug those in to the formula. So we're doing substitution. So 7 equals 2 times 5 plus b. And the reason we're substituting is because we want to find the value of b. So once we solve this, we get 7 equals 10 plus b. So subtracting 10 from both sides, we get b equals -3. But we're not done there because we need to get the equation. So then you take your b value and you take your slope value and you plug it into y equals 2x minus 3. So that's your final answer here. Okay, so let's do another practice with that. So I'm just going to move this picture to the side. Okay, so this is the same sort of problem. We're given the slope and we're given a point, so we need to find the equation of the line. So again, we're going to do y equals mx plus b. Because we know our y value, we know our m value, and we know our x value. So the only thing we're missing is the b value. So when we substitute, we get 5 equals -7 times -2 plus b. So that's 5 equals -14 plus b. Oops, +14. And up here was a -7. So we have 5 equals 14 plus b. So we subtract 14 from both sides, and you get -9 equals b. So your final equation is y equals -7x minus 9. So those two examples are examples of equations that you're given one point and the slope, and you're asked to find what the equation is. So next we're going to practice finding the equation given 2 points. So for this one, I'm going to move that to the side. Okay, it says Miss Kramer is participating in a swimming race that has swimmers racing from point A to point B. If coordinates of point A are 0, 2 and coordinates of point B are 4, 10, what is the equation of the line that goes through both points A and B? Okay, so since we're given 2 points, we know that we can find the slope of those 2 points. So remember, slope is the change in one y value minus the change in the other y value divided by the x1. So you can also write that as the change in y over the change in x. So our slope here would be m equals, I'm just going to start with this point here, 10 minus 2 divided by 4 minus 0. You have to make sure that you start the same point for both the y and the x. They have to be from the same coordinate. So for example, I did 10 minus 2 up here. So now I'm going to do 4 minus 0 in the denominator. You're going to get 8 over 4, which is 2. So we know our slope is 2. So now we just do what we did in the last two problems. We substitute 2 in for the m value, and then we pick one of the points in to substitute. So I'll just pick that 4, 10. So I got 10 equals 4 times 4, 4 times 2, sorry, plus b. So you get 10 equals 8 plus b, so b equals 2. So our equation is y equals 2x plus 2. Now, some of you might have noticed that we didn't have to do this last step here because we had what the y-intercept is. We had that it was 2. So you could have just substituted this 2 here into our equation. But I just did the work all the way through to make sure you guys understood. Okay, so now for the next one. Find the equations of a line that passes through points -5, 10, and 6, 21. So first we're going to find our slope. And I'll just use this point as my first point of reference. So you have 10 minus 21 divided by -5 minus 6. -11 over -11, which equals 1 for the slope. Now we're going to plug in what we know into y equals mx plus b. So let's see again, I'll just pick this point. So 10 equals 1 times -5 plus b. 10 equals -5 plus b. So b equals 15. So your final equation is y equals x plus 15. Okay, so now we're going to do work with parallel and perpendicular lines. So if they want you to find an equation of a line that's parallel, that means it's going to have the same slope. So since this is the line here, we know our slope's going to be the same because we're working with parallel, so our slope is 2. Now we just use this point here and we plug it into y equals mx plus b. So y is 5 equals 2 times 6 plus b. 5 equals 12 plus b. So b equals -7. So our final equation is y equals 2x minus 7. So now let's take a look at ones that are perpendicular. So they want you to find an equation of a line that passes through point 5, 2 and is perpendicular to the line with equation y equals 5x plus 6. So when they're looking for an equation for perpendicular lines, the slope is the opposite reciprocal. So for example, our slope in this equation is 5. So opposite would be -5, but the reciprocal, so -1/5. Is the slope of our new line. And then again, we take this point here and our slope, and we plug it into y equals mx plus b. So 2 equals -1/5 times 5 plus b. 2 equals negative 1 plus b. So b equals 3. So our final equation is y equals negative 1/5 x plus 3. Okay, so those are all the examples I have for you. To review, make sure you are able to find the equation of a line if you're given a graph, if you're given a table, if you're given 2 points, or if you're given a point and the slope. So remember, to make the equation, you need the slope and the y-intercept. So I believe in Chapter 2, we reviewed how to find all those things in a graph, a table, and given 2 points. So that's all. I hope this helps you guys out, and good luck studying, and I will see you guys on Monday.